Very good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. Today, I'm going to be talking a pretty important topic which I thought I should cover because I also watched complete web series of a very good story which is Harshad Mehta 1992 scam that got live on Sony Live. But before I speak, let me remind you that like any other YouTube video, our YouTube video also having a dialog box. In this dialog box, there is a paragraph followed by a link. If you click on this link, you will reach to the free groups by Treasury Consulting. These free groups covers all three YouTube channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Telegram, and whatnot. You can enjoy free. If you need the link of our Android app, you can WhatsApp us 9818-485-155. But before I commence, I would like to congratulate the team of Sony Live for making such a wonderful story. Having said that, I would definitely rate this story 8 out of 10, but definitely not 10 out of 10 because I think the story was well constructed, but there are many missing links we have in this story, which could be explained in a very better way using graphics and using, I would say, dummy stories. So I think that the story which is being published, basically covering Harshad Mehta, this story is only for those people, those who understand stock market. So when I was at chapter number 1, which I guess is risk se ishq, there was something which I was not been able to relate. So I thought let's make a video on that. In this chapter, in this story, which is definitely real, based upon book, Harshad Mehta started a very modest journey. So he was acted as a jobber for some company and from where he was getting his income. And according to the story, in 1 year of time, he was the best jobber in the Bombay Stock Exchange. So jobber is a person who is between a broker and a dealer, and he act according to that. So eventually Harshad Mehta decided to have his own trading account. By the way, this is known as prop trading. Now prop trading means, example, how would I say, like Goldman Sachs. In this quarter, Goldman reported exceptional trading profits, and these trading profits are well beyond the imagination of any other US bank. And that happened because of exceptional skills by Goldman Sachs. Goldman is a perfect example of prop plus the other desk. Prop desk means, which is also known as proprietary desk, prop desk means that when you have your own money, say 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 million, 100 million, and you are using this money for trading, you will take buy and sell position. Of course, the perfect prop desk in the world is one that take position in all asset classes of the globe, whether it is natural gas, it is copper, silver, aluminum, gold, stocks, almost everything. This is a perfect, I would say, prop desk in the globe. And by the way, Treasury Consulting is also looking ahead as a prop desk in 2020 in 2022 in Europe, provided the coronavirus equations turned okay. So Harshad Mehta started his own trading account, and unfortunately the market crashed and Harshad Mehta lost 10 lakh rupees. It is a story of 1980s, so in 1980s 10 lakh rupees is definitely a very huge amount. I can say that 10 lakh of 1980 is around 4 5 crore rupees of today. And then Harshad Mehta decided to enter into consultancy and so on and so forth. In between, in this whole story, there is a guy called Black Cobra, and the black cobra is titled as, in Hindi, is titled as Mandodia. Actually, in Hindi, there are two words which are pertaining to stock market, which are known as Mandodia and one is known as Tijadia. Now, Mandodia means, I can say, in Hindi we can term that, in English we can term this as beer. And I think the same way it was explained in the Harshad Mehta story also, but actually Mandodia is not beer. It look like beer, but they're not beer. So what are Mandodia is, I'll tell you. Explain. And another is Tejadia. Tejadia is bull. No, Tejadia is not always bull. So let me explain. First of all, we need to understand that what is an operator. Okay. An operator is a person who may or might not manipulate a stock, but they operate on it. Now, if I go in with English, then if I divide this, operators, operate, OPERATE plus S, it means more than one person. Operators are those people, those who actively take positioning in the market. Actively. And they don't worry about any law. It is not about 1980 when, according to the story, that Harshad Mehta, manipulated the stock price of ACC, Polo and multiple, or maybe many, or Harshad Mehta took the stock market from 1400 to 4500, then eventually it crashed. It is not 1980, it is even happening in 2020 also. But one of the things where I would like to congratulate Sony Live is that they rightfully pointed out one thing, which is that without any economic fundamentals, how come market is growing? Like, I don't know the name of the actor who acted as RBI governor in this story, but I think he played his role pretty well. And and on multiple occasions he also raised directly or indirectly a concern that how come this market is not connected with the economic fundamentals. And I think that is very right, which in practical term is known as disconnected markets. Now, disconnected market means that market is really not bothered about the economy. Like today, when I speak about gold, gold is around 1894, 16th October 2020. Gold is completely disconnected from the global reality, which is coronavirus. As we speak on 16th October, early morning, coronavirus is around, I think, closer to 39 million cases. And by the time we move to Sunday night, I think it is roughly 40 million cases across the globe. But is gold really disconnected with coronavirus? Yes. It was gold. It was coronavirus that pushed the gold to 2075 from around 1750, which is 300 points jump, $300 jump. But now gold is completely disregarded. Gold is saying, hey guys, wait. It doesn't matter even if the cases or the mess created by the coronavirus more or less. Like as we speak on 16th October, London is facing a very strict lockdown, and I think according to the local guidelines in London, there is an alert which is being established in London by the Prime Minister. And I am sure that this alert would definitely extend to other European economies as well. Because Europe is an integrated village when every economy is connected with each other via road. And God forbid, if this extend to the different countries of the globe like US and some countries of Southeast Asia, then mess is on the card. But gold is completely disconnected, guys. This point was very well raised in this whole 10 chapters or episodes of Harshad Mehta, and I would like to congratulate the Sony Live team in that regards. But I'm sure there are many C-level people, those who will not understand what exactly these 10 chapters or episode point to convey. Now, Operators are of three kinds. Number one are bullish operators. Number two are bearish operators. And number three are neutral operators. Unfortunately, this third part was not explained in the Sony Live story. But let me explain. Bullish operators are not the Jadia. Always. Bullish operators means, before I go to the definition of bullish, bearish, and neutral, let me define operators once again into three parts. Operators are divided into three parts: bullish, bearish, and neutral. These three will further divided into three parts, which is 3 into 3, 9. And which is most important? Which means that, like I take bullish. Bullish is further divided into three parts, which means operators who manage their own book, means they have the funds to manage their own book. And by the way, when I speak funds means huge funds. It's not 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore. It is huge funds. Sometimes it is thousands of crores. And let it be honest, sometimes the money is unaccounted. We understand that. And it's not about India. This is across the globe. Second is the operators who do not manage their own book, but rather they manage the books of other. So example, we understand that black money problem is there in this globe. Different sources on Google and different presentation by FATF, Financial Action Task Force, is giving different quantum of black money across the globe. And unfortunately, as we speak on 16th October, no one agree on a single figure of black money, because I can clearly understand that this finding, or basically accepting or coming to a conclusion, is really very tough. And especially when very recently FinCEN said that there is a money laundering by various banks to the tune of $1.9 trillion. Now, they are operators who do not manage their own books. They don't have their own funds, but they have good connections. And who are the connections? Institutional investors, private equity players, venture capitalist players. They are well connected. So example, there are many institutional investors we have in India and across the globe. They just make a phone call and they work accordingly. So they are the those who do not have their own funds. Rather, they operate on the funds of others, but they are very well connected, and they are connected in such a way that if they give a call to an institutional investor and say that you need to buy, they buy. Third is an operator who really, we cannot say that they don't have their own funds, rather they have very limited funds. But majority of the funds, they arrange every time. So let me explain this again. Operators are of three kinds: bullish, bearish, and neutral. Bullish, bearish, and neutral are further of three kinds. One is the operators, those who have their own book. They are very well connected. They have their own book, they have their own funds. And when I say funds, it's not 1 crore, 2 crore, it is thousands of crores. And they have the firepower to manipulate any stock. So if today if I quote with Indian example, if they wish that any bank fall. One is operators who do not have their own money, but they run on illicit money. Regulators tend to believe that they are having cap on everything, but they do not know from where the regulators start ending, his thinking ends. From there, these players' thinking starts. because they have very good firepower and manpower, and they pay handsomely to the manpower also. They don't have their own funds, but they run a huge book of illicit funds. Third is a very small percentage is their own funds, and rest they arrange every time. These are the 9 categories of operators. So example, if somebody asks me, can I have 3 type of bullish operators? Here it is. A bullish operator whose name is X hold his own book. A bullish operator whose name is X who do not hold his own book, rather he is well connected to the institutional investors, and if he make a call and say buy, they buy. From where the funds is coming? Illicit channels. An operator, a bullish operator named X, who having a very small part in the book, but every time he managed the book, sir, you give me something, 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 small things, and he try and manage. These are all total 9 categories of operators we have across the globe. In this Harshad Mehta story, one thing which was told, and everyone understand that Harshad Mehta is a big bull. Like in this story, there is a gentleman called Black Cobra. Black Cobra is identified as the Jadia, which is in English we can say bear, but they are not always bear. Mandodia. We can say that bear. No, they're not always bear. So we first need to understand exactly how they play. That's very important. A bullish operator objective is to maximize the stock value of any company. And guys, they are connected or they have the firepower in such a way that they can do anything. Example, the mutual funds, the institutional investors, the government bodies, and sometimes regulators. They can bypass anyone. They are very well connected to the board of that company. And whatever they do, the board of that company is aware of the fact that they are working on their behalf to make their stock prices up. So example, there is a bullish operator called X, and there is a company called Ramlal and Cotton Industries. If by coincidence this company exists, this is a coincidence. So there is a bullish operator called X, and there is a company called Ramlal and Cotton Company. Ramlal and Cotton Company, assume, is the largest cotton manufacturer we have in India. And they export the cotton or cotton related products. They hold their own fields across India where they produce cotton, and they do whatever refining, make it as a finished product, and then exports. It's just an example. This bullish operator X comes to Ramlal and Cotton Company and say that standing today your share price is 40 rupees. I will make this 200 rupees, 300. And very beautiful thing which in this Sony Live story, Harshad Mehta said is that, no, I don't need any, when he was talking to the polo chairman, he said that, no, I don't need any designation as a director in your company. I will not come on the board of your company. Rather, I do not need any kind of stake in your company. I think that point should have been completely elaborated in this whole story, exactly how it works. Now I explain you. This bullish operator X, let's name this as Sham Sundar. Okay, just a coincidence, right? Just a hypothetical figures. Sham Sundar is a bullish operator, big bull, and he met the chairperson of Ramlal and Cotton Company, who are the leading exporters of the cotton. Okay. And currently their share price is 40. He met the chairperson and he said that I can make the share price to 280. How exactly they do this? Step number one. I'm not talking about 1980s because something were not there in the 1980, which is today. Media. We know how it works. Media start creating a hype around this company. A very small thing about this company will come in public domain. Very small thing, which are immaterial in nature, highly immaterial in nature, but they will come every time on the TV. Media will bring the chairman, CEO, managing director, whatever, on an interview on the TV. And that too on the prime time. So example, the market hours is 10 to 4, assuming they will bring that person sharp 2 p.m. so that it is actually get noticed. Over the period of the time, in few weeks, people will have a mindset that Ramlal Cotton and Company is really a good company. And slowly, the positions will go up. Then second role is played by the brokerage houses. So-called analyst of the so-called brokerage houses, like there is a ticker called ANR, Analyst Recommendations on Bloomberg. In this ticker, you will get the analyst recommendations of various stocks on Bloomberg. I often see. But guys, how authentic are these recommendations? We already made a video that World Bank, who projected Indian GDP around minus 3%, now it is minus 9.6%, which precisely means 300% up or 3 times. Any justification? No. These brokerage houses start pushing the prices. Third role and very important role is the role of the bull, who will start buying the share price, not only using his funds, but also the institutional funds, or sometimes the institutional play directly, which includes mutual funds, the unit linked trusts, sometimes the banks, the public sector concerns, and all. It's not about India, it's a global phenomenon. Slowly, investors feel that guys, Ramlal and Kotam company was at 40 rupees. In less than 3 weeks, it is around 80 rupees. It means some momentum is going on. And suddenly they get a brokerage report that XYZ brokerage is expecting this share price to turn 150. Oh, it is 80. They are expecting 150, which precisely means 90% up. Buy it, guys. They buy it. Slowly, they accumulate in such a way that the price will reach to 200, slowly 250, and then 280. But what is the benefit of the bull? The benefit of the bull is that he already bought the stock at 40. And once the stock price is at 280, he quit. Is that true? Not always. That is why I said that Tejadia and Mandedia is not always bulls and bears. Who is a smart bull? There are two kinds of bulls we have. One is a bull and another is a smart bull. Who is a smart bull? Smart bull is who buy at 40, push it to 240 and quit. And then he joined the hand with bears. This is bull, this is bear. And bear will say, Mr. Sham Sundar, you played your role, now it is my role. Let me bring this share price from 240 to 120. Slowly, the bear will start selling the shares and share will come to 120. But this smart bull who bought at 40, sold at 240, he will sell further, create a short sell position at 240 and cover it at 120. So one of the biggest mistakes that is often having in the mind of the people is that bullish operator means they are always bullish. No, not at all. Bearish operator means they are always bearish. Not at all. Bullish operator means they are having a kind of mindset that they love market to go up, while bearish operator means they are having a mindset they love market to come down. And the neutral operator is one who go as per the flow. If the flow is negative, they are negative. If the flow is positive, they are positive. They have their no thoughts. One of the important things that we really need to understand in the life of trading is how to handle the operators. And that is most important. Majority of the people across the globe, whether it is India, US, Europe, Singapore, whatever country, they feel that market is well managed by the regulator. Guys, no market is well managed by the regulator. Operators play a very active role in that regards. You need to understand how to manage an operator, and that too using research. So example, I tell you, I will give you a hint how to manage. Today there is a bank called XYZ who is listed on Bank Nifty. If somebody will ask me how operators performed on this stock, how would I do? Very simple. Very simple doesn't mean very simple. I will go to Bloomberg and Reuters. I will see the last 1 year recommendations of this stock. So we have a list of institutions. These institutions are having different analysts, and these analysts are having their names. I will see today is October 2020, which means I have to go 1 year back, which means October 2019. Okay. From October 2019 till October 2020, let's make an Excel file and see what were the recommendations. We noted the recommendations in the Excel file. Then we see the actual movement, which is CMP, current market price. Example, October 2019 recommendations versus the actual movement. November 2019 versus actual, and slowly October 2020. Then we compute the variance. Okay. Then we compare this variance with the information which was present in the market, which we defined as information variance. This is our own word. And the formula for information variance is variance minus information impact. And if this is highly negative or highly positive, it means there are operators. And after getting this calculation, we will conclude whether we should buy this stock or not. So all those operators, those who are thinking that they cannot be captured, it is relatively a myth. They can easily be captured. Of course, in 1980s when Harshad Mehta was there, maybe before Harshad Mehta, it was almost difficult to capture the operators. So just like in this story, it was said that SBI 500 crore uh, BR bank receipt were missing, and some employee, what was the name, Mr. I forget the name. The bank employee went to the PDO office, public debt office of RBI, and he converted 1 to 6 overwriting. It was pre-digital era. Since it was pre-digital era, so it was very easy to get this done. Very, very easy to get this done. But now you have Bloomberg, you have Reuters. It is like this. Of course, you need to understand how the research works. So guys, I'm not saying that these methods, it is the only method to have to basically to I can say wherein we can caught operators. We have so many methods to get this done. Few methods which we definitely exploring in our upcoming course, which is advanced equity valuation course. And of course, we are launching additional course, two courses. One is the operator mindset, and one is this, the FX course. But after watching Harshad Mehta's story, I am once again very, very clear that there are still many people who do not able to understand exactly how operators work. But once again, I would like to congratulate Sony Live for making a very beautiful story. And I hope that season 1 was very good, and season 2, as and when it would come, it would also be very good. I would like to request Sony Live and team to make sure that they can use some diagraphic, because now in 2020 we have all tools. We can use some diagraphic tools to explain to novice people how exactly it works. Because to us, the time is very short, we cannot explain everything. But I think it was very good job done. But I think the young people need to understand or see this story very well, and they need to see how Harshad Mehta works. Of course, there were many loopholes at that point of time. These loopholes on paper has been fixed, but practically they are not. And Nirav Modi scandal, Choksi scandal, Yes Bank, Diwan Housing, PMC Bank, and the list is very large, guys, to be honest. These all are examples of the fact that issues are not yet fixed completely. This was our video to elaborate how exactly operator works and what are the various type of operators. So before we conclude, let me remind that there are three kind of operators, what is bullish, bearish, and neutral. And these three are further divided into three parts. One who hold their own book, one who do not hold their own book, rather they are well connected with institutional investors, and based upon their one phone call they can swing the price, and one who have very little part in his book, and probably rest is an illicit money. And guys, we also need to understand one thing very clearly and handsomely, which is that if we are able to understand how operators work, then I really don't think any stock market is difficult. And Treasury Consulting always talk fundamentally. But like I told you every time, we always talk fundamentally, but when we take positions, we think like an operator. And I'm sure that we already created many tools, like one I explained, and we are creating many tools whereby we will very soon get to know how operators on a real-time basis how they works. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. Our WhatsApp 9818485155. Before I conclude, I would like to let people know that we are literally not bothered about few C category people, those who write about us on YouTube. Because guys, one of the messages which I got from Harshad Mehta's story is that I can say that Harshad Mehta, of course, what he did was not ethical. But one thing which we really need to acknowledge is that he was a brilliant mind. Brilliant mind. And I think the harsh reality of the life is that the brilliant minds are always priced at throwaway prices, or they are always disrespected. And this is one of the reasons why in the lifetime the brilliant minds make a mindset that go to hell, we do what we wanted to do. But I think that Harshad Mehta was a brilliant mind. And it is the duty of all countries of the whole universe to respect their brilliant minds. And that's very important. But once again, what he did was definitely not ethical. But there are a lot of learnings from this episode which I got from Harshad Mehta. And of course, I'm reading a lot of books nowadays on Panama scandal and all and all. And I would like to thank you, many people, those who pushed me in very early phase of my career to learn operators. And I'm very happy that standing today, I take positions while having a mindset how operator works. And that is the reason the hedge fund is profitable. And Treasury Consulting is working very hard to develop many tools so that we can get real-time information. And I assure you, I just need another 1 year or so and I'll make these tools. Because there is nothing which is impossible. Steve created Apple, Mr. Bill Gates created Microsoft, Warren Buffett created a financial company, Elon Musk, although I'm not very big fan of Elon Musk, but he created Tesla, and there are many examples. And Treasury Consulting Hedge Fund Desk is working hard. Have a great time, guys, and talk soon.